everyone, welcome back to my YouTube channel. My name is Detutu. If you're new here, you're welcome to my channel. Today we're going to have a conversation about health insurance in Germany. There are two types of health insurance in Germany. There is the private insurance, which is the Privatkrankenversicherung, and the public insurance, which is the gesetzliche Krankenversicherung. I'm going to also go further to explain the pros and cons of each of these insurances to keep you informed on which is best for you. So firstly, in Germany, everyone has to be insured, whether or not you're living here temporarily or permanently. So if you're here for 6 months, for example, you have to be insured. If you're here for the long term, you also have to be insured. The choice of your insurance provider is up to you to decide. There are a lot of health insurance companies that you can choose from. The amount you pay for the private insurance is much lesser compared to what you pay for the public insurance. As a student, I would say this is probably a good option for you because then you're trying to minimize your costs and all that. But there is a con. With the private insurance, every time you visit the hospital, or anytime you visit a dentist, a gynecologist, if you're in an emergency, whatever it is, you always have to pay out of pocket. So that means every single time you're ill, every single time you need to do a checkup, every time you complain of anything whatsoever, you have to pay your money out of pocket. So the bill is sent to your address, then you make the payment, then you fill a form to your private insurance provider. It could take between 6 to 8 weeks, as the case may be, depending on the company. Unlike the public insurance, where all you have to do is to just show your card. Sometimes, however, if for example you need to buy some drugs, you might have to pay out of pocket, but it's not as much as what you'd pay if you're going for the private insurance. They give you an ultimatum to make this payment to the hospital. I expected to pay this money before it is due. So imagine if in a case where you don't have money, which could be the case for some students, having a public insurance would possibly be a better option for you, because then you can go to the hospital whenever you want. In cases of emergency, you can also go to the hospital without having to think twice that should you go to the hospital or not? Would I be able to afford this treatment in the hospital if I'm charged or if I'm billed? So that is one advantage and disadvantage. With the public insurance, you get a card that you can take with you in your purse or in your wallet, so that if anything happens, there is something that can be shown. The private insurance does not provide you any means of identification. If you want to go to the hospital, you always have to go with the piece of paper that was sent to your email. You print it out and you're supposed to take it with you to the hospital to show it to them that you're insured with a private insurance company. You're supposed to have it on your person everywhere you go. The card is much more easier to carry because it's just similar to your ATM card. It's made with the same plastic resin or something, right? So that is one advantage for using the public insurance. Private insurance, you pay between 30 to 60. The first 12 months you pay approximately 30 euros every month, and then from the 13th month up until the end of the contract, which usually lasts for about 5 years, you pay 60 euros or a little bit above 60 euros. For the public insurance, for students, you pay approximately 120, between 110 to 120 every month, and then once you're above 30, you then start to pay a different amount of money. If you're an employee, you're expected to pay half of your insurance, because your insurance is 15% of your income. So the more you earn, the more you pay for insurance pretty much. So if you're working full-time, your employer then pays 7.5% of your insurance, and then you pay 7.5%. To be insured, you need to have done your Anmeldung. Anmeldung is your city registration, because your address is needed to register you at the health insurance company. If you do not have an address, I'm sure you can use this a care of address, maybe of your friend or something, pending the time that you're able to get an actual address where you can live, and then you can change your address whenever that you like. I've changed my address 3 times, and all I had to do was just to send an email to my insurance company, and they changed it in a week. So it's pretty simple, very easy to change your address. But the thing is, you can't get insured in Germany if you do not have an address. Medical history does not matter. The more underlying health issues that you have would mean you pay more money for your insurance per month, right? But with the public insurance, it's not the case. Everybody pays the same. Have access to the basic health amenities that you'd require to take care of yourself health-wise, and it's the same with all public insurance policies. So there's really not a lot of difference between if you're insured with, for example, TK or AOK. They are offering the same service. It's just you deciding, okay, maybe I prefer TK because they have an English speaking service and you're a foreigner, you don't speak German, and that would be okay for you compared to AOK or any other public insurance company that is around. Now those are the three major ones I had that can come off my head right now. I can't think of any other one. Those are the three major ones I know. Anyway, with the public insurance, you can also insure your spouse and your children. If you're employed, you can take on insurance for your wife or your husband, as the case may be, and your children. With the public insurance, students with low income benefits from this, because like I said earlier, if you earn more, you pay more for your health insurance. If you earn lesser, you pay lesser for your health insurance. For example, if your income is between 450 and say for example 900, how much you pay per month for your insurance is lesser compared to somebody who is earning, for example, 4,000 euros per month. You know, the percentage being taken off is being deducted from your gross income, not your net income. So this next information is for students. There are only two ways you can change your health insurance policy. If you're 30 years old and if you are done with your studies, because your studies is attached to your health insurance. So you can change your health insurance policy. Try to send an email prior to your graduation month or your graduation semester so that everything is being sorted out before your graduation, and then you don't have to pay any bills or anything like that. So that's the first way. Secondly is if you're older, once you're 30, they send you an email about 6 months before your 30th birthday with information about how much you'd be expected to pay, and to also give you a grace window to decide if you want to still be insured with them or not, so that you can look for another health insurance that would be willing to insure you if you do not want to be insured with them. So those are the two ways you can change your health insurance. It's quite easy to change from public to public because they're offering the same thing, but it might be a little bit stressful to change from private to public. Yeah, so that's the end of my video. If it was helpful to you, do like it, share it with your friends, and if you're watching and you've not subscribed, please consider subscribing. It's completely free, you don't have to pay a dime. Yeah.